Good morning. Welcome to Liverpool FC Journal. I'm Owen W. James. This is your Liverpool news update. Guys, Arne Slot has spoken to the media ahead of a return to action for Liverpool this weekend against Nottingham Forest. And oh my God. Oh my God. What is happening with our defenders and injuries? We've got injury news for you. We're going to talk injuries. There are injuries and not to players that we'd want missing games. And in a position where we are going to really struggle without this player. We're also going to talk, obviously, the positives. There are two players, obviously, that will be available for this weekend's game, which is positive. And we'll have a little kind of think about how we might want to line up, given the lack of defenders. Anyone got boots? Anyone want to get themselves down to Anfield? Anyone can play right back, guys? If you've ever played right back and you've got a set of boots and you think you can do a job, get yourself down to Anfield. You may get a game. Right, so look, what was the news? What was the news? It wasn't good news about injuries. Obviously, there was a lot on Diogo Jota and his passing, and obviously what Andy Robertson had said. And Arne got very emotional about the whole situation. You know, I think it's clear that obviously there was still a lot of pain within the club about the passing of Diogo Jota, but Arne said that, that should never be used as an excuse. That should never be used, as a reason why things aren't happening at the club. He's very clear on that one. But look, let's not try and dwell too long on that one. It's a difficult situation, and as he said, I think the key thing we need to remember is that his wife and his children and his parents are missing him a far lot more than any of us or any of the players will be missing him. Let's face it, for any parent, any child without their dad, it's not a good thing. It's not a good thing. Anyway, look, let's talk a little bit of these injury news. First bit of injury news, guys. Not good injury news. Conor Bradley has picked up an injury. Not good. Not good. Conor obviously will be out. Now he has a muscle injury. He's come back from international duty with a muscle injury, and he will be out for a number of weeks. And from what Arne Slot was saying, it looks like he will be out for as long as Jeremy Frimpong is out, which of course, guys, you put two and two together, you get four. We know that now we have no right back available. Look, this is part of a wider issue with Conor. Is his injury history is not good. He misses a lot of time with injury. The right back issue that we thought we didn't have, once Trent had left, we kind of had, we had Conor, we had signed obviously Jeremy Frimpong. There was a feeling there that maybe that was all okay, it was sorted, but it leaves Liverpool in a very difficult position going into this weekend's game. Conor will be out for a long period now, so we know that Conor's going to be out for at least 2 to 3 weeks now. And given the fact we have a large number of games coming up in the next 3 to 4 weeks, this is not a positive thing. Jeremy Frimpong also is continually going to be out for at least another 3 to 4 weeks with that hamstring injury, leaving Liverpool desperately short at the right back position. Now, as Arne Slot said, there's a number of players who can play there. Curtis Jones played there last season. Joe Gomez can play there, but he did say that Joe has only played 2 lots of 90 minutes in the calendar year of 2025. So if they want to keep him fit, then they can't really risk playing him 7 times in 20 odd days. So it does look like Joe Gomez is still kind of not 100% reliable, and that kind of asks the question of why have we not strengthened in the defensive area more if Gomez fitness is not 100% reliable. Bradley obviously out, Frimpong out. Who plays right back? Does that mean that Dominic Szoboszlai has to go back to right back, which I think will be a huge mistake, as it takes massively out of our midfield? But who else do you put there? Does Curtis Jones go back there? Do you risk Joe Gomez? Do you play Endo there? Who do you play at right back? It is a real issue. Does Calvin Ramsey come into the reckoning in this one? He did very well in that League Cup game. Does he come into the reckoning for some of these league games now because of the situation? It is a very difficult conundrum for Arne to solve, and it is not great, is it? The other player who is out injured, not for as long apparently, is Florian Wirtz. Has also got a muscle injury, has come back from German national team duty injured. He too will be missing this weekend, which will keep some of our which will give some of our Salah FC fans a little bit of a boost. That one, Florian, I think less of a miss. Maybe he hasn't, pulled up any trees since he started, but it is a worry. Him being out, it does obviously lessen our options. Looks like Cody Gakpo will, of course, return to the left-hand side of the team. Pretty much, I think, sets in stone some sort of situation where I think it may be Cody, Ekitike and Mo as a front three, although Alexander Isak is available for this weekend's game. Apparently, Arne Slot did confirm in his presser today that although Liverpool would have liked Alexander Isak to play a few more minutes in the second game to get a bit more match fitness, he wasn't picked because of his yellow card situation. Isak will be available for this weekend's game. Now, given the fact that Arne's kind of mentioned there that he's not fully match fit, I think that kind of tells you that he won't start. That he's more likely to come off the bench on Saturday against Nottingham Forest. On the positive side of things, Arne Slot said that Alisson Becker trained last week with Liverpool. Obviously, he didn't go off with Brazil due to that injury. He did train last week with Liverpool. He has trained this week with Liverpool as well, and he is available to play on Saturday. Now, he was asked, Arne, directly by one of the journos at the presser, if Alisson is fit, will he start on Saturday? And Arne Slot's answer was yes, he will start if he is fit. So it looks like Giorgio Mammalashvili will drop back to the bench. Now, obviously, that's going to be a bit of a gutter for Mammalashvili, obviously, who's, been Alisson's backup, has done reasonably well with Alisson not here. But look, I'll repeat what I've said a number of times. If Alisson Becker is fit, if Alisson Becker is available, you start him. No offence to Giorgio Mammalashvili, but Alisson Becker is the best goalkeeper in the world. Having him at the back makes that defence stronger. It just does. And for me, you've got to start him. You've got to play him. You can't not play him. Look, I'll go over what I said before. I'm not a huge Mammalashvili fan. I think he's a bit dodgy. I think he's a downgrade on Kelleher. He's not even anywhere near in the same ballpark as Alisson Becker. Don't think he'll ever will be. I don't really rate him, to be honest with you. I think he's a decent shot stopper, but that's it. I think his dodge distribution is poor. I think his domination of his area is poor. I think his command of his defence is poor. Yes, he's still a young goalkeeper learning his trade, and that may come in time. But with Alisson Becker back and available, obviously you do have to start him, which does, of course, raise the question of how may Liverpool line up on Saturday. And I think, look, it presents a whole series of selection conundrums for Arne ahead of what is going to be a very tough game against a very, as he admitted, physical, in-your-face Forest team. He said that Dyche's Forest will be closer to Nuno's Forest team, obviously the team that caused us a lot of trouble last season, beat us at Anfield and drew with us at the City ground. Alisson, obviously, I think will start. The right back slot, I have not got a clue who will play there. I think it may be Dom Szoboszlai, given our lack of options. Konate, Van Dijk, Robertson is available. I think he will be on the bench, and I think Kerkez will start at left back. Kerkez the alien. Yes, Kerkez is an alien, apparently. I mean, those comments are just... I don't know what he was on about there. When he was asked, if those of you haven't seen it, he was asked, did aliens exist? And he said, yes, I don't think we're alone. And he said, I am an alien. Fair play to you, Milos. Midfield three, I think, will be Jones, Gravenberch and McAllister. And the front three, I think, will be Gakpo, Ekitike and Salah. I think, realistically, the team picks itself due to the injuries that we have. Guys, let me know your thoughts on the injury news and, obviously, the selection and how you would line up on Saturday. Thanks for watching.